on 3, then added another from the 5 on 4, and was from nearly the exact same spot. You look at this Mallards penalty kill unit, 75.68% towards the bottom portion of the 35 teams in the league. So I think if Spencer is able to get to his spots tonight and get some space, I expect him to do more of the same in terms of being able to put the puck in the back of the net. But as he did last time he was here.
And I'm going to go with the fan favorite. We touched on this a little bit with the teddy bear toss goal. Billy Batten is my player to watch for this game tonight. The definition of literally surpassing heating up, and he's just on fire, I would say. Scored the fastest hat trick in franchise history against the Mallards on Saturday and the teddy bear goal. So he just had a fantastic night on Saturday. And I think the momentum will just be kept up, especially because they are playing the same team. It's just traveling. So yeah, and that will bring us to our home key group keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Well, we're in Minnesota playing the Ducks, so I'm going to go soft hands. Toro's skill was on display last weekend. I think they need to keep it up in games 3 and 4 against Minnesota. A lot of good passing plays, a lot of pretty passing plays that led to the puck ending up in the back of the net. Key number 2 is to clean up the garbage. Swedes and Mizanko have both been really strong making the first save. They've shown some pretty good rebound control, but there has been some loose pucks in front. I think a couple of those did result in Minnesota goals last weekend, so I'd like to see the Toros help out their goalies, prevent second chances when especially those second chances are coming from in close. And then when all else fails, change jerseys. Look good, feel good, play good. Toros won't be changing jerseys this weekend, but next weekend we'll get to see the new Magic City jerseys that we'll be unveiling. So yeah, those are my home key group keys to the game.
Exciting little hint there at the end, Ken. And we'll be back with more of the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show after this commercial break.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Minotauros fans, it's time to take out your phones and pull up the Taros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's game. Starting with our Four Bears Sportsbook over-unders. Our first one is total Taros defenseman goals over-under 0.5.
I'm going to take the over on this one. Obviously, we talked about Adam Mahler and what he's been doing as of late. And you think back to last time the Toros were here, I believe Gibbs also got one in that first game as well. So I think, the success that the Toros defensemen have been having, also paired with the fact that the Toros have scored 23 goals in total against this Mallards team, I would expect it the over on that one tonight.
Yeah, I'm thinking similarly. Ty James had a goal last weekend. Connor Tui had a goal last weekend. Adam Mahler had 3 last weekend. You mentioned Gibbsy scored against these guys last time we were out there. So that's what, 4 or 5 of the defensemen have goals against the Mallards this year. So I would look to take the over.
Yeah, I'm going to go with over. Just like Ken said, we had 4 defenseman goals in that game on Friday last week, and then Adam Mahler breaking that record on Saturday for defenseman goals in total just in franchise history. I think it's an easy over on this one. Our second one is total Taros shots on goal over under 35.5.
I think I'm going to take the under here. 35.5 is certainly doable for this Toros team. They've done it plenty of times, but I think the way last weekend went, the way all of the Toros games against the Mallards have gone, I'm expecting a bit more focus on defense from that group this weekend, especially being at home. So I'm going to take the under. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to go under here.
Yeah, I agree, Ken. I think it's a hard one to predict because last Friday we had over 50 shots on goal and then under 35 in that Saturday game. So it's kind of like a toss-up of guessing. I'm going to go under because, again, we typically do start out hot on the road in that first game. But I do think that, the Mallards, we played them. This was our 5th time playing them so far this year, that they're definitely focusing in on what they need to change in order to beat us. And I definitely think the defense is going to be at work tonight. So I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go over on this one just based on last weekend. The Toros found a lot of success continuing to play a full 3 periods of hockey. And I think that's one thing, that at times I've been impressed with the Toros is, especially those last 2 games last week, at a time to see the Toros ahead by multiple goals, but they're still pushing, still forcing the puck towards the front of the net, resulting in shots. So I'm going to take the over.
All right, and our last one is total fighting majors called over under 1.5. I thought this one was an interesting one because seeing them play here last week in the Mesa, it tends to be the Mallards that start the fighting. And it being in their barn this weekend, I have a feeling that the fighting won't really come until tomorrow, depending on how tonight's game goes. So I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go under on this one as well. I know I've taken the over on this one a couple of times this year and haven't been successful. So just based on that, I'll take the under.
I'm going to go over. We saw the fight last time they were out there. Spence got involved. 5th meeting in 22 days for these 2 teams. 3rd meeting in a row. I think if we start to see the score get a little lopsided again in favor of the Toros, I think we'll end up seeing someone go as the Mallards will try and send some sort of message to set up tomorrow night's game. That'll bring us to the McDonald's Toros trivia question. What is the Toros team record for goals in a game? Is it 8, 9, 10, or 11 goals? I obviously know the answer, so I'll leave it to either of you. Do either of you have a guess?
I also do know the answer, so Lauren, I'll kick it over to you.
I do not know the answer to this. If I had this again, if this was a class question and you're sitting here, there's no way to guess this correctly out of process of elimination because it's just right after another. I'm going to go with B, which is 9 goals scored in a game. I have no reasoning behind that. I'm going with it. So that's my guess. And Ken and Everett, do you have any final thoughts on tonight's matchup in Forest Lake before we drop the puck?
Yeah, Lauren, well, Toros obviously want to continue the success that they've seen against this Mallards team. I think anytime you go on the road, you have to avoid getting complacent. Just because you've beat these guys 4 times, you've netted 23 goals on them. It doesn't really mean anything because you're on the road here tonight. And obviously the last Friday night game here was a close game. So you don't want to overlook any of your opponents. But I think in totality, the month of December, Toros, so far, so good. Opportunity to continue to chip away at the division before the holiday break, and a big opportunity here this weekend to do that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the standings right now. Toros in 3rd place, 4 points behind the Austin Bruins, but the Bruins have played 2 more games. We have the Bruins next weekend at home, so it's important, I think, to keep that margin at 4 points if you can pick up the wins this weekend in Minnesota. Maybe get some help, maybe have a chance to leapfrog the Bruins outright. But either way, if you get the wins, you know that going into next weekend, you're no worse than 4 points behind the Bruins and a chance to pull even with them in the standings and head into Christmas break tied for 2nd.
I agree. It should be a very exciting series this weekend. And that'll do it for the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We'll send it out for one more break, and then Edward will be back with the drop of the puck right here on the Minotauros Network.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
And the horn sounds. Toros, our Central Division champions.
Drives in. Ian Spencer.
Hands off far side, shrugged away by Lucas Sweden.
He shot it in. Toros win. Shot it in. Toros win.
John Evans, his second of the night. Is there a better place to play junior hockey than Minot, North Dakota?
And good evening and welcome inside the Forest Lake Sports Center for Friday Night Toros hockey. It's Toros and Mallards for the second straight weekend. I'm Edward Neiman and welcome to the Minotauros Network. Appreciate everyone joining us. Toros looking to make their win streak 5 in a row, coming off a weekend sweep over this same Mallards team. Mallards looking to rebound as the Toros make their final trip down here to Forest Lake. Toros wearing their traveling black sweaters with cream names and numbers, Cardinal trim, black buckets, and breezers. Puck is down and away we go. Puck quickly set into the Toros defensive zone. Work far side by the Mallards. This one picked up and cut off by Small. Small will give to Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes cross ice to Spencer. Spencer looking near side for Mahler. Mahler couldn't get a handle on that, so he'll dump it back down. If the Mallards will swarm to this one. Puck work down to the far side and poke back down behind the Mallard net. Mallards try to work it down ice. Toros take it over. A centering pass here cut off through traffic and sent down to the corner. Toros in pursuit of this one as Spencer was down near side working as James sends one in. That one blocked by Ganetz. Out to the near side corner. Spencer gets a stick on it. He'll throw it down to the far side. Marvin Cordes gets to it. He'll give to Small. Small will give to James. James fires one off the blocker of Spaniel. Rebound in front of the net controlled by Minnesota. Turned back down the other way as a pass down ice towards Koning. Gets poked at by the Toros back into the Mallard zone. Mallards will reset behind their own net. Both teams going for a change. Mallards starting this one back up ice near side. Toros take over. Anderson flips a shot on net. That one easily fended off by Spaniel. Rebound out to the far side as another pass is sent in by Uhala as his stick hit the ice. Toros still working the offensive zone. Hannison along the far side boards. He gets held up. He'll give to Batten. Batten loses his handle but quickly regains control as this is set back up to the blue line and thrown wide of the net by Hagstrom. Puck will rattle back around the Mallards net and eventually be taken away by Minnesota and turned back the other way. This one skated into the offensive zone by Bailey. Toros hold it up along the far side boards and eventually take it away. Uhala skating down the far side boards in neutral. He'll gain the line. He'll leave for O'Hannison. O'Hannison gets dumped down to the ice as that will draw a call. And a little bit of post whistle pushing and shoving as well. With 18:09 to go in the period, just under 2 minutes into this one. And the Toros will be going to the First Western Bank and Trust power plays. The officials are still in on this, trying to sort this one out. So we'll get another look at it here in a moment. O'Hannison was sent down to the ice. That is what drew the call. So the Toros, for the first time tonight on the power play, entering this weekend, Toro power play just a touch over 27%. Good for first in the division. As we'll get a look at our SRT starting lines. As the Toros are in search of their 18th win on the year, as we mentioned before, would be their 5th in a row. Toros last weekend with a 7-1 win and a 4-1 win over the Mallards. And of course, prior to that, Toros got a weekend sweep over the Mallards. In the last 4 games, Toros have outscored their opponents 19-5. So offensively, the Toros have been clicking. As they're about to get set to drop the puck, and the Mallards are going to have another one sent to the box along with the Toros, so those will cancel out, presumably for what followed after the whistle, but nonetheless, we are back underway. A quick clear here by the Mallards down the ice off the defensive zone draw. Toros will be back in their own zone to retrieve this one as it started up ice. Small will skate a neutral zone, give to James. James along the near side as He'll ring this around the Mallards net out to the far side. It finds its way to Small. Small will give to Fleming. Near side now is James. James back up top to the blue line to Fleming as he'll give to Small. James will give back to Small along the far side. Small skating in will give to Marvin Cordes. Back out to Small. Small will fire one into the chest. Into the glove, I should say, of Spaniel for a stoppage of play. 1:23 to go on the Toros' extra man advantage. As we get a look at your starting goalies here tonight, Will Mazenko gets the call for the Toros. 1.986 goals against average and a .928 save percentage. And it's going to be Zane Spaniel once again here for the Mallards. Toros saw Spaniel for a majority of last weekend. Toros control the offensive zone draw. Mahler will give near side Yahala back up top to the blue line to Mahler. Mahler will work it down ice to Ohannes, Ohannes gives back to Mahler and eventually out to Yahala near side. Now is Batten. Batten tries to throw in through traffic. It blocked. Ohannes fires a rebound to try that one. Fended off and attempted to be cleared out the zone. Toros, though, with a nice offensive zone takeaway to keep it in. Ohannes will chop this one back around the Mallards net. Batten's there for it. Batten getting held up along the boards. Eventually will dig this one free and toss it out to Spencer. Spencer near side to Mahler. Mahler will fan on a shot cleaned up, though, by Yahala. Toros still controlling in the offensive zone as Mahler will find it near side. Mahler trying to work one towards net. As Spencer will feed one in front of the net. Spaniel was out of his net. Nothing going there for the Toros. A follow-up try here by Ohannes. Rebounded out to the far side. Toros with 30 seconds to go on the power play. Mahler will hit the back of the net. Adam Mahler finds the corner to beat Spaniel to give the Toros a 1-0 lead as they cash in on the power play. Adam Mahler with his 9th of the year. As we get another look at it, nice job there. Spaniel was out of his net. Toros did a nice job to keep it in the offensive zone and to control it. And Spaniel got set. Mahler was in to fire one as the Toros jump out to the early 1-0 lead off the power play. Mallards working out of their own zone. This thrown out to neutral near side. It's worked back down the ice by Owens. Owens will give to Funk. Funk trying to work it far side. This is poked at and taken away in the neutral zone as Gabari tries to work one towards the center of the ice. Toros getting away of that one. Funk turns it back down the other way. Funk will dump it in from the blue line as the pursuit is on for the loose puck. This puck rung around down to the near side too. He couldn't get to it, so the Mallards work it back out to neutral as the Toros backpedal out. Owens carries this across the blue line, tries to work it through traffic, nothing going as he'll ring this puck right around to the far side. Gibbs tries to poke at it along the far side boards. Mallards take it back the other way as they'll just dump this one in and go to get some fresh legs on the ice. Toros retrieve this one out of the defensive zone. Far side, it's Hagstrom. Hagstrom will dump this one in the near side corner. Gibbs is there for it, near side point. Gibbs works one through traffic as a follow try here by Newman. Save made by Spaniel. Toros will dump it back in from the blue line. This one's chased after and behind the Mallards net by Nichols. Nichols skates it out to the far side. He'll give to Hagstrom. Hagstrom fires one and Nichols will fire another one, and that one just wide of the net. And wraparound try here as that will carry him off of Mallard and trickle back down the ice to the Toros defensive zone. We've played 5 minutes here in the first period. Shots on net in favor of the Toros, 7-0. Toros out of their own zone. This is worked far side and held up and turned back the other way as this one's carried in and thrown on net by the Mallards. Easy pad save for Mazenko. Rebound out to the far side as this puck's battled for in front of the Toros bench. Eventually freed up and sent out to neutral. Mahler from the near side boards tries to hack one towards the center of the ice. Briefly cut off, but eventually possession is controlled by the Toros. Delayed offside, so they'll have to peel back as this one's worked down to the near side corner, and it'll draw a penalty. It's going to be a slashing call here as the Toros once again will be headed back to the First Western Bank and Trust power play. The guilty party here is going to be Dilpool. So the Toros with another opportunity here on the extra man advantage. You look back towards Saturday night. It was a good effort by the Mallards as there was no special team goals in that contest, but the night prior, Toros, of course, were very productive in that department. Toros win the offensive zone draw. Mahler works it down the blue line to Spencer. Spencer back to Mahler. Mahler from the near side will give to Yahala. Yahala back to the goal line to Batten. Up top to Yahala. Now Yahala will give back to Batten. Eventually up to the blue line to Spencer. Spencer will feed it near side. Yahala. Yahala back down to Batten. Batten near to one-timer to Hannison, who will hit the back of the net. Jacko Hannison. Toros lead 2-0. Toros once again striking on the extra man advantage, make it 2 for 2. As the Toros have a 2-goal lead with 14:04 to go in the first period of play. As we are back underway quickly, the puck will be iced. For an icing, icings as always brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center. That goal good for O'Hannison's 8th of the year and 31st point. So Hannison is near the top of the Toro point leaders entering this one. Draw will come back out to the Toros defensive zone. It will be to Mazenko's right side. It's the Owens line out there for the Toros. And on the draw for the Mallards is Mueller. Mallards win the draw. Kaltenbach will throw one in through traffic. It cut off by McDonald. Toros gather and turn it back up the other way. Sabulis works it down the far side, boards out in neutral. Mallards are there for it. Ganetz hacks it down along the far side. It'll briefly enter the Toros defensive zone, but be worked back out to neutral as the Toros get a stick on it. Shots on net in favor of the Toros, 9-1. As this is worked back up, Ice Mueller couldn't quite get it across the blue line as the Toros get a nice poke at it. Toros back in the offensive zone. Sabulis from the far side will work it down to James. James throws it off the glass as this puck will ring around the Minnesota net near side. Toros working up along the boards. Battle near side as puck was pinned up for a moment, eventually freed up and cleared back up into the neutral zone by the Mallards. Tui will heave it back down into the neutral zone. Thompson's there for it. Thompson, a centering try there to Tauscher. Toros there for it. Good stick there by Ramirez to get it in the way of that offensive zone rush. Toros deep in their own zone will work this one free. Nichols gives to Ramirez. Ramirez back into neutral to Owens. Owens will finally get this puck cleared down the ice as the Toros will go for a change near side. Mallards work it back down the other way. Bailey chasing after this one against Clark as this puck will eventually roll in on net, covered and held by Mazenko for a whistle. 12:34 to go here in the first period. Toros with an early 2-0 lead. Char will be out to Mazenko's left side. Mazenko coming off a win in his last outing. Looking for more here tonight. Small is in on the draw for the Toros. So Mallards will control off the draw far side. This is sent in on net off the pad of Mazenko out behind his own net. It's Spencer who'll pick this one up and work along the near side boards. He'll leave it for Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes goes far side to Clark. Clark working it out of the defensive zone, out to neutral as Small was there for it. Small will give to Marvin Cordes as he'll dump this one behind the Minnesota net. Far side now at the point. It's Clark. Clark will fire one wide. Into the net. As that will be hammered home. Toros now lead 3-0. It was Marvin Cordes there to tip that one in to add on to the Toro lead. So the Toros add another here. As the Mallards are going to use their timeout. So we'll get another look at the action here. And a puck that I initially thought went wide, but Marvin Cordes is standing in perfect position. Uncontested with space along the far side, was there to tip it in. The Toros have netted 3 within almost 8 minutes of play here in the first period, and it was 7 goals in the contest last Friday night. However, a majority of those goals scored in the third period. Entering that third period, it was a competitive 2-1 game. As we get a look at our point leaders here, entering tonight, it was Uhala with 33, Spencer trailing closely behind with 32, O'Hannison with 30. Of course, he gets the goal. And then it was Small and Batten. As we break from the timeout, we are back underway. Mallards carrying this out of the neutral zone. Gabari feeds it near side corner to Pyle. Pyle working up against Yahala as the Mallards get to a one-timer here by Gabar. Gabari sent wide, tipped out to the far side. Toros working in front of their own bench. Loose puck here, continuing to be worked at and eventually tipped up and out of play for a whistle. And a stoppage of play. As this draw will come back out to neutral. It's going to be Uhala and Pyle in there on the draw. Mallards win the neutral zone draw. It's sent into the Toro territory. Toros are there for it. Mahler works it along from the near side boards out to Batten. Batten will carry it across the blue line and throw it off the boards. This puck will settle its way down behind the Mallards, and then eventually freed up, controlled by Ganes. Ganes skating out of his own zone out to neutral and eventually across the blue line. Will fire one off the pad of Mazeko. Rebound out in front of the net. The puck still loose. Backhanded try here. Couldn't get through traffic. Toros fed off perhaps the best opportunity of the night so far through almost 10 by the Mallards. As that puck was loose in front of the net, Toros sent it back down the ice as this is eventually skated back down the other way by the Mallards. Toros from behind their own net. Hagstrom along the far side boards as he works up against Mueller. Sabulis is there for it to free it up as this one's sent in wide of the net by O'Flynn. Toros cleared out of their own zone and eventually out into the Minnesota territory. The Mallards will reset. O'Flynn sends it off the near side boards as Mueller will find it in neutral. Mueller across the blue line will give far side to McDonald. McDonald looking near side as the shot is fanned on and eventually worked out to the far side corner, controlled by the Toros and carried back up the other way as Hagstrom dumps this one in. Hagstrom will go for a change. Toros pursuing after this one near side. Sabulis is in on the action as Denoyer is the one to dig it free and clear it down the ice for the Mallards. Toros from the near side of the defensive zone. Funk will bat it into the neutral zone. Newman working at this one as this puck is taken away by the Mallards. Whistle dead. As I believe we're going to get another power play here for the Toros. As Bailey, Eli Bailey that is, will be sent to the box for the Toros' third opportunity on the First Western Bank and Trust power play. Toros 2 for 2 so far tonight. As we get another look at the call here. Toros in the offensive zone, they'll win the draw. Mahler from the blue line will work it down to Spencer. Spencer back to Mahler near side Yahala. Yahala feeds it towards the goal line to Batten. Batten lost it for a moment, so the puck will be battled after and eventually cleared down the ice by Minnesota. 1:38 to go here on the power play. Toros will start back up ice. O'Hannison in neutral from the near side will give back to Mahler. Mahler into the offensive zone will throw it off the near side boards and eventually race after it. As it's kicked to the far side and cleared back out to neutral by Minnesota. Minute 15 to go here on the power play. Uhala back into the neutral zone. Across the blue line he goes. Uhala will stop along the near side, will give back to the blue line to Spencer. Spencer feed it to the near side corner. Batten picks it up, throws it back up top to Mahler. Mahler feeds near side to Uhala. Uhala will skate this back up to the blue line and give back to Spencer. One-timer here by O'Hannison, soaked up and saved by Spaniel. 50 seconds remaining on the Toros power play. Shots on net in favor of the Toros. 11-5 as we'll get to some check-ins here on socials. The Corey's checking in from Glenburg. John Granius checking in from Chicago. Aunt Dee and O'Hanny's dad watching on NATV. Lucas is aboard on Facebook as we're back underway. James will give to Fleming. Fleming's shot will get taken away through traffic and cleared back down the other way by Minnesota. Just over 35 seconds remaining on the Toros' third power play of the game. 8:30 to go here in the first period. Toros back into the offensive zone. Small will feed it far side as Fleming will chop at this one as it's sent high up into the air. Eventually back out to the neutral zone. James will skate this deep in the Toros zone as the Toros will reset. James into the neutral zone. He'll carry across the blue line, skate down to the far side. He'll leave it back along the boards as Small couldn't keep this one in the offensive zone, so it's thrown back out to neutral as time expires on the power play. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey, 7:54 to go here in the first period. Gibbs picks up a pass in the neutral zone. He'll dump this one in behind the Minnesota net. Spaniel out of his net will feed it out to the far sideboards. Toros there for it. His shot goes wide of the net by Ramirez out down to the near side. Gibbs will send one that's tipped up and out of play for a whistle. 7:38 to go here in the first period of play. Toros up 3-0. As they have been perfect against this Minnesota team so far this year. 4-0. With the 3 goals tonight, 26 combined goals so far against this Mallards squad as the neutral zone draw is controlled by Minnesota. Gibbs is there for it in neutral. Both teams hacking at it as it's sent into the Toro offensive zone. Mallards are there for it as this one will be sent up into the rafters for another stoppage of play. So the Toros will have another offensive zone draw. This one coming to Spaniel's left side. Spaniel entering this one 4.32 goals against average and an .895 save percentage. 2-5-1 record. Entering this contest, Small is in on the draw for the Toros. Mallards control the defensive zone draw. Quickly taken back away by the Toros. Spencer in the near side corner will feed this one back to Small. Small from the corner. Centering pass here by Spencer as that one's hacked at and eventually cleared out of the danger zone as that puck was free in front of an empty net, but the Mallards got a stick to it. As the Toros work out of their own zone far side, it's Spencer. Spencer will chase after one deep in the Toros territory. He'll give to Fleming. Fleming back into the neutral zone. Finds Small as this one will be whistled dead. We'll get another look at the opportunity here for the Toros. Good job by the Mallards to get that one out of the crease. Good opportunity nonetheless, though, for the Toros. Draw will come out to neutral center ice. It's the Uhala, Batten, O'Hannison line out there for the Toros. Already has a goal tonight. Along the far side, both teams will take hacks at it as it's sent into the Toros' defensive zone. James picks it up behind the net of Mazenko. He'll give to Uhala. Uhala will throw this one free out to neutral. Mallards are there for it. Mallards working it down the far side boards. This puck will roll into the Toros zone from behind the goal line. It's Tui. Tui will send it up the far side boards to Batten. Batten near side, it's O'Hannison. O'Hannison will backhand this one into the offensive zone behind the net. Is a one-timer here by Johannesson, hits the back of the net. Jack Johannesson, his second of the night. Toros lead 4-0. Jack Johannesson with his 9th on the year will put the Toros up 4 with 6:02 to go here in the first period. As we are back underway, neutral zone draw won by the Mallards and chip down the ice. Both teams working behind the net of Mazenko right up along the net near side. Davidson will send one in. McDonald got a stick on it, tipped just wide of the net out to the far side corner. Owens skating after this one. A centering pass here thrown off net as Mazenko was there for it. Dangerous pass there, and the Toros found its way in front of the net. Mazenko there for it, though, as the Toros turn it back down the ice. This one's sent in behind the net of Spaniel. Owens in there working alongside Sabulas. Puck freed up into the far side corner. As the Mallards get to this in the far side corner and eventually work it free out into neutral. Funk skating after this one. Funk from in front of the Toro bench will feed it near side to Owens. Owens carries it across the blue line back into the offensive zone. Owens throws one through traffic just wide of the net as the Mallards work it back down the ice. Tauscher skating after this one alongside Fleming. Both guys will be held up in the corner as the Mallards work it free. Thompson from the near side boards. Thompson will skate in and throw in. That Tauscher catches in front of the net of Mazenko. Mahler's there for it along the near side as the Toros clear it the distance for an icing with 4:40 to go in the period. So with that goal, that's going to be a career 43 goals, a record for the Toros, with Johannesson second of the night. He passes Alex Adams for most goals as a Toro. A lot of records within these last 3 games for the Toros. Jack Johannesson, the latest with the Toro goal record. As this draw to Mazenko's right side is tied up, eventually worked free. Thompson will fire one in on net off the blocker of Mazenko out to the near side corner. Mallards getting after this one. Dakota Bailey will get it to Thompson. Thompson throws one wide of the net. This puck will rebound off the boards as the Mallards still work in the offensive zone. Thompson skates in the near side corner. Thompson will feed one back around the net as Eli Bailey's there for it. Bailey eventually get this one dug free out to the far side. Mallards working at the blue lines. O'Flynn sending one that's chopped at and held up through traffic. Sent the other way by the Toros. Ramirez will chip this one in. Ramirez hits the ice, so the Mallards are there for it first. Far side, they'll work this back out to neutral. Toros will have to reset. James will carry it across the blue line. He'll leave for Small looking for Nichols. Couldn't find him, though, as that pass just went wide. Mallards will send it back out to neutral. This one will catch the Mallards bench. So it'll go for a whistle. 3:36 to go. Toros up 4. Johannesson with 2 tonight. As he sets the goal record. Mahler and Marvin Cordes with the other 2 tonight. As Marvin Cordes will fire one that's hacked at by Kaldenbach. Mallards deep out of their own zone. This is fed near side to Stefan. Stefan couldn't settle that one down, so the Toros chase after it in their own zone from behind the Toro net. Clark is working up against Hayes into the far side corner. Stefan and Small also in there, in on the battle. Toros win it as it's thrown out to neutral. Mallards there for it as they'll dump this one right back in behind the net of Mazenko. Toros work it free near side. It's Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes hacking it along the boards. Conan's there for it. Conan will fire one into the near side corner. Rebound out around the Toros net. Far side, it's Spencer. Spencer Spencer and Kaldenbach along the blue line there as the Toros will pick this one up in the offensive zone. Backhanded try here by Marvin Cordes, denied by Spaniel as it's fed around the Mallards net near side. Toros still working. Yohala will send one into the chest of Spaniel for a whistle as that's covered and held. 2:26 to go here. We'll bring Kobe Brawl in here on the broadcast. Kobe, what you got?
Yeah, just want to give a huge shout-out, congratulations to Jack O'Hannison. You know, everything that it means to be a Toro, he emulates that. And the really cool thing about Jack, 44 games in his first season, just 5 goals year one. That means he's had 36 goals in about a year and a half here. Really worked on his game that 2 off seasons ago and just continued to get better. And, you know, couldn't be happier for the kid.
The proof is in the pudding, obviously, as O'Hannison will send one just wide of the net. Another opportunity there for O'Hannison. Toros in the offensive zone. Tui as a delayed penalty is coming. That one thrown in on net, sent to the near side corner. Yohala picks this one up as the Mallards will finally touch up Toros back to the power play. With 2:06 to go here, as it's going to be Del Pool once again going to the box for the Mallards. Toros 2 for 3 so far tonight on the power play. As we mentioned it in the pregame, Toros atop the best teams in the league on the power play. Mallards PK struggling so far this year, just a touch over 75%. So the Toros so far have taken advantage. We'll see what they can do here. 2:06 to go in regulation, so this power play will just about take us to the end of the period. Spencer will give to Batten. Batten along the goal line near side corner will work it back up top to the blue line to Mahler. Mahler will give to Yohala. Yohala up top to Mahler. Mahler feeds far side to O'Hannison. O'Hannison will skate down the blue line and in as he'll look for Mahler far side. Mahler just wide of his stick. Near side now is Spencer. Spencer from the blue line will give back up top to Yohala. Yohala to O'Hannison. O'Hannison will fire one just wide of the net. Puck will rebound out in front of the net of the Mallards and eventually cleared back down the ice as it'll find its way to Mazenko. Mazenko will leave it for Mahler. Mahler work it far side to Yohala. 1:15 to go here on the power play, and Mallards get to one along the far side boards and clear it back down the ice. The Toros will retrieve this one from behind the net of Mazenko. Toros give to O'Hannison. O'Hannison to Yohala far side. Yohala looking for a man as this puck will find its way behind the net of the Mallards and eventually skated back up top to Mahler. Mahler will give to Yohala, back up top to Mahler. Mahler will give to Batten. Batten with a backhanded feed there. Spencer was in front of the net. Couldn't quite get to that one. Toros, though, still controlling the offensive zone. Mahler to Yohala. Yohala back to Mahler with one-timer here just wide of the net. Batten trying to feed in a second chance try as Spaniel was laid out in a stoppage of play here. As that puck was still free, net is going to be off. So that will draw a whistle. Good break there for the Mallards. Puck was still loose. Toros once again forcing the pressure on the extra man advantage. Draw will be out to Spaniel's left side. Small is in on the draw for the Toros. Toros control far side. It's Fleming. Fleming from the boards will feed it down. Small will have it, give to James. James back up top to Fleming. Eventually back up top to Small. Small centering try there to Funk. Funk will eventually get to it though and feed it back around the Mallards net. Far side is Small. Small to James. Near side is Fleming. Fleming back up top to James. James will throw one in. Bailey was in the way of that one as the puck sent down to the far side. Boards back to 5-on-5 hockey as time expires. Horn sounds. 20 minutes in the books. Toros lead 4-0. Toros go 2 for 4 on the power play. O'Hannison nets 2, so the Toros off to a quick start here in Forest Lake. Up 4-0 after 20 minutes of play. With that, we'll send it out to break. And when we come back, the Farmers Union Insurance Intermission interview here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family-oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget,
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts, and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Here with Jack O'Hannison. Jack, with those 2 goals, you became the Toro all-time goal leader, 43 goals now as a Toro. Can you tell us what that means to you?
It feels good. I mean, put in a lot of work, and I've been here for 3 years, so it feels good, and I feel accomplished.
And so when you look back, I think 5 of those goals came your first year, so more than a majority have come in the last year and a half or so. Can you just talk about the development, of you in the last couple of years here in Minot?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of help from my teammates, just, telling me what to do and how to stay on the track, and they've helped me a lot, so all glory to them.
Good first period here for you guys. What's it going to take to continue this and get out of here with a win?
Just stick to the process, keep getting pucks deep, pucks at their goalie, and that's about it. Stick to the process.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Congratulations. We'll send it back out to break, and when we come back, the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report here on the Minotauros Network.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
We had a member that came into the credit union who doesn't historically come in. She went up to the teller line and said she wanted $25,000 in cash. The teller kind of questioned her about it, and she said, "I'm buying a car," but she was kind of fidgety. And is that when she went to you first?
She had to make a phone call to see who it was payable to, and that was
Which is way weird. I mean, that's a huge red flag. And that's kind of when I came up there and I just said, "Are you comfortable coming to my office if we just sit down and talk about this?"
And that's where you took the phone and talked to the person on the other line, right?
Then to hit the button on the phone and disconnect them, for her to say, "Thank you."
I'd rather ask the uncomfortable questions than hear that I just assisted someone losing $25,000.
Perfect. That's when you know you did a good job that day.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
Keeps you rolling down the road.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
And welcome back to the Minotauros Network, to the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. Through 20 minutes of play here, Toros lead 4-0. As we'll get a look at the scoring recap, Toros jump out to the early lead as it was Adam Mahler, his 9th on the year. The assists coming from Jacko Hannison. Toros strike first to get the lead, and at least through the first 20 minutes, never looked back. As the second of the night came from Jacko Hannison, it was career goal number 42 for him, tying him with the goal record for the Toros, as he tied Alex Adams with that goal. And then the third of the night coming from Murray Marvin Cordes, on a tip in a right place, right time. Toros up 3-0 on his second of the year. Assist credited to Hubert Clark as he was the initial shot on that one. And then the fourth on the night was Jack O'Hannison's ninth. We'll get a look at that right here. This one was the record breaker, 43rd career goal as a Toro. The record now belonging to Jack O'Hannison, ninth on the year, as that was the Toros' fourth of the night, and that is where we are at. Toros up 4-0 over the Mallards, looking for their fifth win in a row. As we'll get to our out-of-town scoreboard around the rest of the NAHL, Maine and Elmira at the second intermission. Elmira up 2-1. Danbury with a 1-0 lead over Johnstown halfway through the second period in that one. New Jersey trailing Maryland 2-1 about halfway through the second period in that one as well. Rochester up 1-0 on New Hampshire, 6:14 to go in the second period of that one. Philadelphia trailing Northeast 1-0 second period in that one, just getting underway. Chippewa and the Wendigo tied up at 1 apiece at the first intermission. Anchorage and Janesville knotted up at 1 apiece, that one in the first intermission as well. Fairbanks and Springfield scoreless through one period of play. Back here in the Central Division, Austin leads North Iowa 1-0 through 20. Lone Star and Shreveport tied up at 1 apiece. Final few seconds ticking off the first period of that one. St. Cloud trailing Aberdeen at 2-0. Few seconds to go in the first period as well in that one. Bismarck leading Watertown 1-0 at home. 4 minutes to go in the first period in that one. The Wilderness up 1-0 over Kenai under 4 to play in the first frame of that one. Down in Texas, Corpus Christi leads Odessa 2-1. A minute to go in the first period of that one. Colorado and New Mexico still scoreless just halfway through the first period though in that one. Amarillo and El Paso in warm-ups, as that is the final game to get underway tonight. But with that, we'll get another look at our Forebears Sportsbook over-unders for tonight's game. Total Toros defenseman goals. That one, we already have an answer. It was 0.5. We've hit the over. As the second one is total Toros shots on goal, 18 through the first period. So looking pretty good on that one. Total fighting majors called 1.5. As we still, I guess, await an answer on that one. Plenty of time. So not looking too bad on that one, though, either. As we'll send it out to a quick break, and when we come back, more Toros hockey second period action here on the Minotauros Network.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
I'm Jack O'Hannison. You're watching Minotauros hockey on NAHLTV.com.
And welcome back inside the Forest Lake Sports Center. Second period action about to get underway in the Friday night contest between the Toros and Mallards. Previewing next weekend as the Toros are back at home at the Mesa Arena. Jersey reveal. Of course, both will be sported both nights, but you'll get your first look at them on Friday night. So make sure to be in attendance. There will be our new alternates. Replicas also should be available for purchase. So make sure to get out to Mesa Arena. You can buy tickets, tickets.minotauroshockey.com. A lot going on next weekend at home. Want to be in attendance. Christmas with the Toros. Star Wars night on Saturday. So more than a couple reasons to be inside the building as the Toros take on the Bruins. Back here, though, we're underway as the Toros will flip one towards the front of the net. This one covered and held by Spaniel for a quick whistle. Just 11 seconds into the second period. Toros with about as good as you can get of a first period. Hannison breaks the goal record. Toros add a couple more. All things pointing in the right direction so far through 20 minutes of play. Draw will come out to Spaniel's left side. Small is in on the draw for the Toros. It's going to be Hayes in there for the Mallards. The Mallards will control the defensive zone draw. It's eventually taken away by Small. Small on the far side corner. He's held up. He'll leave for Spencer. Spencer hits the ice for a moment. Eventually will throw one in on net, covered and held by Spaniel for another whistle. Draw will come right back out to the same spot to Spaniel's left side. Be Marvin Cordes in on the draw this time for the Toros. The defensive unit out there is Fleming and Mahler. This draw is quickly sent to the far side corner, rung around the Mallards net. Near side, it's met by Koenig. Koenig with a net with a pass in front of the Mallards net out to the neutral zone far side. It's poked at into the Toros zone. Mizanko out of his net for this one. He'll leave for Fleming. Fleming works it down to the far side boards. Marvin Cordes picks this one up. He'll send it out to neutral. Spencer picks it up near side as he'll throw one high of the net as it was batted down by the blocker of Spaniel out to the far side. Mallards work this one out of their own zone. It's Koenig skating up ice. Koenig briefly loses handle as Hagstrom is there to get a poke at this one. A centering try, covered and held by Mizanko. Shots on net in favor of the Toros. 19-9 so far tonight. This draw will come out to Mizanko's left side. It's the Hannison line back out there for the Toros. It'll be Uhala in on the draw. Tauscher will be in there for Minnesota. Minnesota controls the offensive zone draw. Flynn will throw it off the pad of Mizanko out to the far side. At the far side point, it's met by Thompson. Thompson will throw it off a Toro as the Toros poke it free back out into the neutral zone as O'Flynn will just dump this one back down the ice. Toros pick it up behind their own network near side to Batten. Batten couldn't get it across the blue line, so one's thrown into the glove and dropped by Mizanko. Near side, Batten will hack it down the boards. Mallards keep it in the offensive zone as Tauscher was there for it. Puck sent around to the back of the net of Mizanko. Far side, it was Gibbs taking a hit, slow to get up. Toros back down the other way. It's Batten across the blue line. Offensive zone rush broken up by O'Flynn and cleared back out to neutral. As the Toros are reset out of their own zone just 2 minutes into this second period. It's cleared back down the other way. Mallards are there for it in their own zone. It's skated in around the Mallards net far side. Toros pick it up neutral zone. Hagstrom works it down the near sideboards. It's gloved and dropped by Delpool. Delpool will skate around his own net. Far side, Toros trying to get to that. Mueller was there first, though, as the Mallards will dump it back in to the Toros zone. Takeaway here by Minnesota. Denoyer works it wide of the net. Mueller finds it far side corner. Mueller will give around the net to McDonald. McDonald works it back down to the boards as Ganez picks this one up along the blue line. As it squirted out free into the neutral zone, so it was a delayed offsides. As we'll take another look at that last zone exit by the Toros. Gibbs taking a hit there along the boards. Was slow to get up. Did skate out to the Toro bench, though. 17-17 to go here. Second period action draw back out to neutral. Following the offsides, Owens in on the draw for the Toros. Toros working free out to neutral, quickly taken back away by the Mallards. As this one's battled for along the far side boards and eventually shoveled into the Toros zone. Fleming finds it. Fleming will skate in around the net of Mazenko out to the far side as Pyle will throw this one into the offensive zone. Delayed offsides though, so the Mallards will peel back. Toros reset out of the near side corner. Fleming will give to Owens. Owens up top to Mahler. Mahler will feed it back down to Owens. Owens across the blue line will give to Funk. Funk with a one-timer here. Broken up in front of the Mallards net. Puck will work free in the near side corner. Owens along the boards will give it to Fleming. Fleming from the point will throw one in as went wide left of the net. Toros find it though on the far side. It's Funk. Funk will stop along the half board, skating and fire one. That one tipped wide out to the near side corner. Sabulis work it to Owens. Owens back top to Fleming. As this one sent in on net, tipped in front of the Mallards net by Ganez, and eventually thrown up and out of play for a whistle. 16-13 to go here. First period action, or second period action, excuse me. Draw will come out into the Toros offensive zone. It'll come out to Spaniel's left side. It's going to be Newman in on the draw. The Newman, Nichols, Ramirez line out there for the Toros. Tui and James in on defense. It'll be Hunter Hayes in on the draw for the Mallards. Quickly sent on net, covered and held by Spaniel. For a whistle, so we'll do it again. Entering tonight for the Mallards, Grant Conan, the point leader with 20. Hunter Hayes with 18, and Ganez with 15 as the Toros throwing in on net off the pad of Spaniel out to the far side. Nichols working along the boards against a couple of Mallards defenders. Toros will send it down to the near side point to James. James give to Newman. Newman looking to leave it for Nichols. Nichols skating through some traffic will eventually gather it, send it in on net. Bouncing puck in front of the Mallards net. Spaniel is laid out for it. Mallards get to it and clear it down the ice. As the Toros will go deep in their zone to get to this one. Good opportunity there for the Toros. Conan picks this one up out of neutral across the blue line. He goes. Conan skating and firing one off the chest of Mazenko. Conan will get his own rebound and skate it back down to the near side. Emerson skates in, fires one off the stick of Mazenko out to the near side. Toros trying to clear this one back down the ice. Mallards getting to it. Another opportunity here for the Mallards. Fended off by the Toros and sent back out to neutral. Good work by Mazenko in net. As the Mallards will find this in the defensive zone, far side along the boards as it's sent. As Stefan will just chip this one in to the Toros zone as the Mallards will get a change. Mallards find this one in their own zone. Toros do the same. Emerson skates into the near side corner. Spencer pressuring on this one. Emerson's forced just to throw it down the ice across to the far side. Chases on for this one. Bouncing puck in the Toros defensive zone. Toros looking to get to this one it's the Mallards turning up with it in the near side corner. Quick giveaway though as Hagstrom found this puck as Toros skate it back up into the neutral zone. Hagstrom across the blue line will skate to the far side. Hagstrom sending one in front of the Mallard net, This is poked free down to the near side corner by Spaniel. Spencer in there for the Toros will send it back to the far side boards. Mahler's there for it. He'll give back to Spencer. Spencer patient behind the net of Spaniel. He'll throw it back up top to the blue line to Hagstrom. Hagstrom keeps it in the offensive zone, but he'll just fire this one in. So it'll ring around the Mallard net far side. It's Mahler. Mahler finds it. Marvin Cordes did his best to get out of the way of this one. Toros control along the boards in the corner. Small will try to look towards Spencer. Spencer does get a stick on it, but couldn't do much with it as the puck will find its way behind the Mallard net. Mallards had it for a moment as they send it to the near side corner. Small will pick it up. Spencer finds it and will fire one that's tipped through traffic far side. Toros continuing to control. Small will fire one into the chest of Spaniel for a whistle. 13:50 to go here in the second period. Shots on net in favor of the Toros, 24-12 and 6-4 in the period. Clean first 7 or so minutes, no penalties so far in the period. Toros have yet to hit the PK tonight. Nonetheless, an offensive zone draw here for the Toros. To Spaniel's left side, Uhala in on the draw for the Toros. It'll be Mueller in there for the Mallards. Quickly rolled down the ice into the Toros zone. Clark finds it behind the net of his ankle. Clark will give down to the near side to Fleming. Fleming will work it up to Batten. Batten tried to bat one out of the air as the Toros send it into the offensive zone. Uhala hits the ice as the Mallards take over. McDonald works it center ice to Mueller. Mueller across the blue line will leave as one's thrown wide right of the net out to the near side. This puck will squirt free out into neutral. So the Mallards will have to reset and get back on sides. They elect just to dump this one in. Toros find it in the corner. Delayed penalty. As no, maybe a hand pass. Not exactly sure what the call was. Nonetheless, though, the draw will come out to neutral. As Owens is in on the draw for the Toros. He'll get tossed, so it will be Sabulis is the Toros' control. Will race after one to the near side corner. James will skate behind the net of his ankle, work it far side to Funk. Funk will feed near side to Sabulis. Sabulis across the blue line will lose his handle of the puck. McDonald was there for it. As they'll work it out to neutral. Toros, though, take it right back over. Funk along the far side will hack this one into the zone. Spaniel out of his net. Pressure brought by Sabulis. Puck rung around to the near side. Tui working up against McDonald as Sabulis controls in the corner. Sabulis skating in as he hits the ice. Owens finds it, tries to center a pass. This one goes wide, so will find its way back into the Toros zone. Tui will be back for it. He'll give to James. James will feed one into neutral. Will bounce off the stick of a Mallard into the control of the Toros. Toros throwing off the stick of Spaniel out down to the near side. Picked up by Minnesota and turned back the other way. As this one's dumped in to the Toros territory. Toros send it right back out. Emerson gives it away. Owens after it in the offensive zone. Good opportunity. Good poke, though, by Spaniel. Defend that one off. Good heads-up play, nonetheless, though, by Chuck Owens. As the Toros work down the defensive zone. Shot on net off the pad of Mazenko out down to the near side. Ramirez was there for it. Ramirez will force this one back into the neutral zone. Mallards get to it. Pyle, though, just dumps this one in behind the Toro net. Gibbs was there for it. Near side, it's Hagstrom. Hagstrom works it up the boards to Ramirez. Ramirez working up against two Mallards defenders as it's sent back out to neutral and eventually dumped back in by the Mallards. 10:49 to play in the second period. No scoring here so far. So the Toros turn it back down the other way. Feed here from Newman as Ramirez hit the ice, and that will be called as the Toros will go back to the First Western Bank and Trust power play. Newman had an angle on it, was trying to feed Ramirez. Ramirez was sent down to the ice by Stefan, and that will be called. So the Toros with another opportunity here on the power play. Another look at the call here. Hooking will it be the call. Draw will be out to Spaniel's right side. Uhala, Batten, O'Hannison line will start on the power play. Spencer, the extra forward out there. Mahler, the lone defender. Quick clear down the ice by the Mallards. Mazenko will give this far side to O'Hannison. O'Hannison will leave it for Mahler. Mahler works it near side to Uhala. Uhala across into the offensive zone. He'll skate into the corner and eventually around the back of the net. Far side it's Spencer. Spencer will give to Uhala. Back up top to Mahler. Mahler will feed it to Johannesson. Good stick here by the Mallards. We'll turn it back up the other way. Mueller skating. Mueller will fire one. Save made by Mazenko. Good opportunity on the shorthanded rush for Minnesota. Mazenko stands strong as the Toros turn it back the other way. 1:12 to go here in the period. Near side it's worked as a hack by the Mallards will send it back out to neutral. Near side it's Johannesson. He'll feed to Mahler. Mahler will send it off the near side. Boards races on for it. Spencer was hustling after this one. Spaniel found it, and the Mallards clear this one. Mahler in the neutral zone will give to Fleming. Fleming across the blue line will lose his handle on this one as the Mallards were there for it as they'll clear it back down the ice. So work down to the far side. James was there for it. He'll ring it back around the Toro net near side. Small finds it. Small will start this rush. He'll give to James. James into the offensive zone. Will skittle on the far side boards. James with a pass looking for Funk. Not enough space to work there as this puck is sent out into the near side corner. Funk chases after it, works it to Small. Small will feed it back into the corner to Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes around the Mallards net will find James up top. James will leave it for Marvin Cordes and find Fleming along the blue line. Near side to Small. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Quick shot on net here by James. Batted wide of the net and sent back around into the near side corner. Picked up by O'Flynn and sent back out to neutral. Bailey across the blue line will throw it into the back of the net. Dakota Bailey gets one back for Minnesota as the Mallards cut the Toro lead back down to 3. Dakota Bailey with his 5th of the year. Through 14 games played for the Mallards. Will get Minnesota on the board with 8:18 to go here in the second period of play. As Clark will try to feed this up out of his own zone from the near side boards. Mallards took it away. Mallards working in the offensive zone. Conan skates it around Mazenko's net. Conan out to the far side will find Ganez. Ganez loses his handle. Good stick here by Nichols. As Nichols picks it up in neutral. Nichols across the blue line. Toros have numbers. Ramirez will fire one off the pad of Spaniel as this is poked out to the near side corner. Nichols digging along the boards as puck's freed up. Spaniel out of his net will bat it back into the corner. Toros trying to settle down a rolling puck. It's the Mallards, though, getting to it as it's sent back out to neutral. Nichols finds it as his pass towards the direction of Ramirez was broken up. Conan will glove and drop one across the blue line. Toros turn it back the other way. Ramirez skating in. Ramirez with an ankle will give far side to Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes couldn't get a handle on it. Toros with another good opportunity there in the offensive zone. Toros back down the other way. Marvin Cordes will delay and fire one off the pad of Spaniel. Rebound controlled by Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes tries to center a pass. It's Fleming finding it. Fleming skating will fire one that ricochets off Conan behind the net of Spaniel out down to the near side. O'Flynn hits the ice. O'Flynn working up against Ramirez as Ramirez turns up with it. His pass towards Mahler just goes wide of his stick, so the puck will go back down into the Toros' defensive zone as the Toros reset near side. This one will go for an icing with 6:41 to go. A couple of good opportunities for the Toros. As this draw will come back out into the offensive zone for the Mallards. Get another look at the ladder opportunity. So Ramirez and Marvin Cordes had numbers Draw out to Mazenko's right side, work down to the near side by the Toros. Spencer picks it up along the boards, will feed into neutral. Small has it. Small skating through a whole lot of traffic, will just dump this one in. He'll find it in the corner. Small will continue to carry this one, eventually leaving it along the boards. Fleming and Spencer both working in there against Thompson. For the Mallards. Mallards finally poke it free back out to neutral. Toros control as this is sent in. This one's rung around the Mallards net out to the far side, picked up by Denoyer. Denoyer works it free in the neutral zone. McDonald carries across the blue line as he'll dump this one in behind the net of Mazenko. Far side now, it's Ohanneson. Ohanneson couldn't quite get to that one, so it's the Mallards in the offensive zone. Emerson from the near side point. Emerson delays, eventually tosses one in. McDonald was trying to tip that one in as the Toros take it back over and out to neutral quickly. Sent back down the other way by the Mallards. Toros are there for it. 5:37 to play in this second period. Toros shots on net. They lead 30-15, so that 35.5 over under. Looking pretty good at this juncture in the game. Mallards in the neutral zone. It's Pyle dumping this one in. Pyle ringing it around the net of Mazenko. Far side. Mallards pick it up. Centering pass here. Couldn't find a home. Emerson's there for it, though. Emerson will throw one. Small was in the way of that one, so the Toros work it free back out to neutral. That puck briefly caught under the skate of Spencer, controlled by Small. Small in the offensive zone. Will skate it back to the blue line and dump this one in. Far side corner. Ohanneson will go after this one. Ohanneson along the boards will leave it for Batten. Batten will skate in. Batten will fire one into the back of the net. Billy Batten. Toros lead 5-1. As Batten will find the back of the net once again. That's 4 goals in 2 games as he restores the 4-goal advantage for the Toros. Toros in the neutral zone will find this one. Funk works it down to the near side. Sabulis across the blue line will fire one into the chest of Spaniel as that's held for a whistle. As, believe it or not, Billy Batten was our player heating up entering this one. So 12 goals now and 15 assists. 11 goals and 15 assists, though, through 3 games. As he continues to find success against this Mallards team. Puck sent to the near side corner. Toros working in the offensive zone. Mallards free it up. Dakota Bailey carries it back into the neutral zone as this is chipped high up into there, into the Toros zone. Near side, it's Hagstrom. Hagstrom frees it up and sends it back into the neutral zone. Hagstrom working against Dakota Bailey. Puck is eventually controlled by the Toros in their own zones. James will find Hagstrom. Hagstrom throws it off the near side glass as Owens will go after one in the offensive zone. Mallard's there for it. Hagstrom will find it in the neutral zone, but he had to wait for a few to get back on side, so he elects just to dump this one in. Funk near side will feed it to Sabulis. Sabulis across the blue line will give to Owens. Owens will fire one in on net. Rebound off the blocker out to the near side. It's Dakota Bailey finding the rebound. Mallards had numbers, but the Toros were there for it. As this one's just dumped in, delayed penalty. The Toros are going to hit the Papa John's PK for the first time tonight. Leo Sabulis will be sent to the box with 3:26 here to play in the second period. As the Mallards have one slow to get up off the collision on the near side boards. As get another look at the replay, you can't entirely see it, but bottom of the screen, Sabulis skates in, and that's what draws the penalty. As O'Flynn is up off the ice. So the Mallards, for the first time tonight, will go to the power play. Their power play unit, 19% on the year, good for 4th in the division. Draw will be out to Mazenko's right side. 3:26 to go in regulation of the second period, I should say. Small in on the draw for the Toros. Toros control off the draw as Spencer will quickly throw this one down the ice. Toros get a quick clear as the Mallards will work from behind their own net. This one's sent out to neutral. Spencer trying to clear it down the ice. Fanned on the tries of the Mallards. Skate it free into the offensive zone, far side corner. Mallards control centering pass here as this one's fed to the back of the net. It's going to be waved off though, as the whistle prefaced the goal. The net was off, so get a look at the replay of that. It was setting up to be a good opportunity for the Mallards. Nonetheless, though, the goal waved off, so the score will stay right where it's at. 1:34 to go on the Mallards' power play. Small will be in on the draw to Mazenko's left side. Mallards win the draw. Diving attempt there by Stefan to keep it in the offensive zone. Buck will squirt free throw out to neutral. Spencer hustling after this one along the far side boards. It's Thompson coming free with it. Thompson will patiently skate this one deeper into the defensive zone out to the far side. It's Dakota Bailey. Dakota Bailey will leave it for Mueller. Mueller will skate this up out of the Mallards territory across the blue line. Far side, Mueller will wrap around the Toro net near side. Now Mueller will give it to Hayes. Hayes will skate this one in. Hayes through traffic will fire one that's broken up by Hagstrom. Mallards still in the offensive zone. Another shot fired in, batted down in front of the Toro net. Far side, it's Dakota Bailey. Bailey out of the corner will give to Stefan. Back up top to the blue line to Thompson. Thompson will feed it near side to Mueller. Mueller will fire one into the glove of Mazenko for a whistle. 2:04 to go in the second period. 38 seconds to go on the Toros Papa John's PK. Toros penalty kill unit also solid. Just a touch under 90% so far this year. First in the division. As this draw will come out to Mazenko's left side. Owens in on the draw. Toros get a quick clear down the ice. So the Mallards will hustle back to this one. O'Flynn will find it. O'Flynn pressured by Batten. Ganez tried to pick that one up in the corner. Initially fanned on it, but eventually the Mallards do get to it. Conan carries it into the offensive zone. Conan skates through the zone out to the far side corner. Conan still handling this one. Will work it down the blue line to O'Flynn. O'Flynn will fire one off the pad of Mazenko. Far side, it's picked up by the Mallards as Ganez will feed it to Conan. Conan will fire one high. The net rebound off the boards in the corner as Conan will find it. Buck will roll out in front of the Toro net. Toros get a poke at it as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Toros carry it back the other way. O'Hannison across the blue line will feed it to Batten. Batten will attempt to fire one in. Owens got a hack at it as that caused the net to come off. So we'll get a whistle with 1:08 to go here in the second period. And if you remember last time the Toros were here, there were quite a few stoppages, much like tonight, due to that net coming off. So those pegs do happen to be a little different than the ones the Toros use, but it makes all of those scrambles in front of the net in close quarters that much harder. as the final minute of the second period has arrived. Toros in the offensive zone, digging at one along the boards. Eventually it's freed up. Mallards send it out into the neutral zone. They'll pick it up. Conan across the blue line, feeds it far side. Shot thrown through traffic out into the corner. It's picked up by the Toros. Mallard working up against Mallard defender will eventually get it out to neutral. Emerson will look near side to McDonald. McDonald hustling up against Fleming for the loose puck. Sent far side. Ohannesson's there for it. Ohannesson in the corner in the Toros zone. Final 20 seconds of play. Ohannessson will just clear this out into the neutral zone. Emerson dumps it down the ice as that will go the distance for an icing. 11.4 to go here. Toros with one last crack at a offensive zone draw here. Shots on net in favor of the Toros through almost a full 2 periods of play, 32 to 18, 14 to 10 in the period. Draw out to Spaniel's right side. Small in on the draw for the Toros. Draw is quickly sent to the near side. Spencer from the corner. He'll leave for Small. Small will backhand one towards the slot. Nobody was home for the Toros. So that will do it for the second period. Toros add another courtesy of Billy Batten. Mallards do get one back, so it's still a 4-goal lead here for the Toros at the break. But with that, we'll send it out to quick commercial break, and when we come back, the Farmers Union Insurance intermission interview here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the run.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code HOCKEY100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
And welcome back to the Farmers Union Insurance Intermission interview. I'm here with Billy Batten. Billy, you've been hot recently, 4 goals now in 2 games. What's been going right for you?
I think we're just forechecking hard, outworking their guys, and my teammates are always setting me up, so they're making it easy for me.
You've played the Mallards quite a bit here through the first half of the season. Has the approach changed at all?
Not really. I mean, we just got to get on them hard. We know we can outwork them and then just beat them by scoring a lot more goals than them. So,
collectively, so far this year, you got 28 goals against the Mallards. What's been the biggest contributor of that?
I think our forecheck. When we're out forechecking them, we just get a lot of chances, and we're putting them home.
Awesome. We appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way. We'll send it back out to break, and when we come back, the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report here on the Minotauros Network.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been specialized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
And welcome back to the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. Through 40 minutes of play here at the Forest Lake Sports Center, Toros lead 5-1 over the Mallards. Toros looking for their 5th in a row. Toros tack on another in the period, but the Mallards did get one back. As we'll take a look at the scoring recap of the second period, as the Mallards cut into the Toro lead courtesy of Dakota Bailey. His 5th goal this year, the assist coming from his brother Eli Bailey. Eli Bailey's 6 assists, but the Toros restore the 4-goal lead quickly. Billy Batten, his 12th of the year, 4th goal in the last 2 games as he continues to stay hot. Gives the Toros the 5-1 advantage as we hit the second intermission here in Forest Lake. With that, we'll quickly get to our other scores around the league for one last check-in here tonight. Maine gets a 6-2 victory over Elmira. Danbury leading Johnstown 3-1. 15 minutes to go in the third period of that one. Maryland trailing New Jersey 3-2. That one also just getting into the third period. Rochester holding on to a 1-0 lead over New Hampshire. 7 minutes to go in the third period of that one. At the second intermission, Philadelphia trails Northeast 3-0. The Wendigo up big now on Chippewa, 5-1 at the second intermission. Back here in the Central Division, the Bruins have a 4-0 lead on North Iowa. Springfield up 3-0 on Fairbanks. That one in the final few moments of the second period. Anchorage and Janesville knotted up at 2 apiece. 2 minutes to go in the second period of that one. Lone Star and Shreveport also tied up at 1 apiece. About 6 to go in the second period of that one. Aberdeen leading St. Cloud 3-1 down at the Odie. About 5 minutes to play in the second period of that one. Bismarck extends their lead over Watertown. Now 2-0 with 10 to play in the second period. Kenai trailing the Wilderness 3-1 halfway through the second period in that one. Odessa now up 3-2 on Corpus Christi. Colorado and New Mexico scoreless, as that one has 15 to play in the second period. The last score of the night, Amarillo trailing El Paso 1-0, still in the first period with 6 to play in that one. So we'll bring it back here. Toros up 5-1 over the Mallards. They outshoot the Mallards 14-10 in that period, hold a 32-18 advantage in that department through 2 periods of play. We want to remind everyone, next weekend, Toros do return home to the Mesa Arena, their last home weekend before the break. They'll take on the current second-place team in the Central Division, Austin Bruins. As we'll take a look at our Central Division standings, as we mentioned it, Bismarck still atop the Central Division in first place. Austin holding on to the second-place position there. Then come the Toros, Aberdeen in fourth place, St. Cloud 12-8-4, North Iowa 6, 9-12-3. North Iowa looking to break a little bit of a losing streak as the Mallards begin to put that 6th place spot somewhat into play as we move throughout the year. And then rounding out the standings is Watertown So look at your Central Division standings, but definitely want all the Toro fans in the building Friday and Saturday night at the Mesa Arena. Whole lot of stuff going on. New alternate jerseys will be unveiled this weekend. Friday night is Christmas with the Toros. A lot of fun, festive activities in store. And then Saturday is Star Wars night. Also a very fun night planned at Mesa Arena. You know, it's hard to pick one of the two nights to go to, so you might as well go to both. Why not? You can buy tickets at tickets.minotauroshockey.com. And like I said, aside from all the fun festivities happening inside the arena, it's also a really big weekend for the Toros in terms of the Central Division standings. So definitely want you there. But with that, we'll send it out for one quick commercial break. And when we come back, third period action here on the Minotauros Network.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and like so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
I'm Billy Batten, and you're watching Minotauros Hockey on NAHLTV.com.
And welcome back. Third period action about to get underway between the Toros and Mallards. Toros looking to stay undefeated against the Mallards this season so far, a perfect 4-0 record. Two of those wins coming inside this building. The other two coming last week at home for the Toros. As we are back underway, quick shot into the glove of Mazenko by Kaldenbach, gloved and held for a whistle just 6 seconds into the action. As the Toros look to hold on to this lead. As they'll have one more against this Mallards team before coming home, as we mentioned, to take on Austin. And then on New Year's Eve, to round out the calendar year, we'll travel down to Bismarck. Draw will be out to Mazenko's right side, controlled by the Mallards. Mallards send one cut off through traffic into the near side corner. It's picked up by Fleming. Fleming skating back down the other way out to neutral. He'll feed to Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes dumps this one in as popped out in the neutral zone. Mallards there for it. They'll send it back down the other way. Puck pursued after into the near side corner by both teams. Stefan racing after against Mallard. Puck sent to the far side. Toros in the defensive zone. Stefan from behind the Toro net will feed one center ice. It's picked up by Spencer. Spencer will chip this one high up into the air into the neutral zone as the Mallards will reset in their own zone. Skinet's skating this one up out in neutral, out to the nearest side. Ganez loses his handle. Spencer pressuring after that one as the Toros poke this one free and control in their own zone. Hagstrom will send it off the far side boards. Rebound under the Mallards defensive zone, picked up by Minnesota. Minnesota trying to work this one back up the other way, but the Toros get to it first. Johannesson will find it near side. He'll center a pass to Hagstrom. Hagstrom skating towards the near side boards. He's held up by Bailey, so he's forced just to send that one in. Mallards will clear it back down the ice. James after it behind the net of Mazenko. Center ice feed taken away by Tauscher. Tauscher looking for O'Flynn. O'Flynn couldn't settle that one down. Toros control in front of their own bench. Both teams battling along the boards. Puck pinned up. Poked free is Uhala. Finds it behind the Toro net. Uhala give near side to Johannesson. Johannesson will free it up out into the neutral zone. The Mallards work out of their own zone. O'Flynn will give far side. That one dumped into the zone as the Mallards go for a change. Batten, though, back the other way. Batten near side. He'll skate into the corner. Batten finding Johannesson. Johannesson couldn't get a clean look at that one. Good position, though, as that one bounced off the skate. As the Mallards clear it back out to neutral, it's Gibbs getting to this one. Gibbs will send it into the zone as the Toros get some fresh legs out there. Sabulis pressuring after this one as the Mallards reset, giving center ice to Mueller. Mueller across into the offensive zone. Will fire one into the glove of Mazenko. Save made. 17:35 to go here in the third period. Get another look at the opportunity for the Toros. Hannison already with 2 tonight. Looking for more. Good position there. Just couldn't settle that one down. Draw back out to Mazenko's right side as the Toros win the draw. Owens will feed it off the near side boards. Funk picks it up. Funk will find Sabulis neutral zone. Sabulis skating through as this one rolls on net, covered and held by Spaniel for another whistle. Over under shots on net for the Toros, 35.5. We're at 32. Still a lot of time to play here in the third period, so that one trending in the right direction for those keeping score at home. Offensive zone draw for the Toros out to Spaniel's left side. It's Owens and on the draw for the Toros. Toros control off the draw as Parker Newman will try to send one in, denied by a line of Mallards defenders. Turn back the other way. Mueller will throw one off the pad of Mazenko. Rebound out to the near side corner. Mahler skates after this one. Funk's there along the boards as it's batted back out into the neutral zone. Mallards will reset. Ganez Pip finds this one. Ganez will skate in, will fire one off the pad of Mazenko. Once again, the puck freed up into the near side corner. Work back towards the other way as Fleming sends it down the ice. Spaniel out of his net. Owens pressuring. Spaniel, though, feeds it down to the far side to Kaldenbach. Kaldenbach up the far side boards as the Mallards will clear this into the Toros zone. It finds its way into the glove of Mazenko as he'll drop it. Toros send it back down the other way. This one will not go for an icing as the Mallards dig for it in the far side corner. Puck freed up, controlled by Thompson. Thompson skates around his own net, will feed it off the near side boards. Gabari's there for it. He'll find a man far side as this one's sent into the glove of Mazenko for another whistle. 16-17 to play here. Shots on net still in favor of the Toros, 32-22, but in the period 4-0 in favor of the Mallards. So get another look at a scoring chance here for the Mallards. The offensive zone draw for the Mallards is won by the Toros. Toros ringing it back to the far side. James picks it up. He'll leave for Newman. Newman skating into the neutral zone will send this one in. Puck will roll on net, covered and held by Spaniel for another whistle. Puck drop tomorrow night is 7:30, so definitely wanted to get that out there. Note the time change. Well, 4 games before us, a busy day at the Forest Lake Sports Center, so keep everyone updated on that if there's any delays or anything of that nature. But puck drop is slated for 7:30. As always, you tune in about 15 minutes, give or so, early. You can tune into the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. Me, Ken, and Lauren break down tonight's game as well as previewing tomorrow's. Toros with an offensive zone draw to the right of Spaniel. It's Small in on the draw for the Toros. Toros can't get to that draw, so it's the Mallards skating it back down the other way. Thompson up the ice will feed it far side. Toros pick it up. Toros neutral will find Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes across the blue line tries a centering pass. Bouncing puck, though, gathered by the Mallards and turned back the other way as Stefan threw it down the ice. Turnover here by the Toros as the Mallards skate this one in. Is that one just wide? Not enough room to operate there for Conan as he had an opportunity off the turnover. Toros control deep in their own zone near side. It's Gibbs. Gibbs will give to Marvin Cordes, who finds Small center ice. Small will dump this one in. Puck rings around to the near side corner. Mallards are there for it. Near side boards, though it's picked up by Small. This puck kept into the offensive zone by Fleming. Fleming will fire one off the net, up and out of play. Good hustle there by Fleming to keep that one in the offensive zone. As this one's whistled dead with 15:04 to go in the period. Draw out to Spaniel's right side. It's Uhala, Batten, and Johannesson. Forward line out there. Fleming and Mahler in on defense. As this draw is controlled by the Toros, kept in by Mahler. Mahler from the blue line will hack this one in. Uhala chases after this one behind the Mallards net. Minnesota turns up with it. Center ice feed in the neutral zone as Bailey. Bailey carries this across the blue line. He'll leave as Dakota. Bailey fires one in, fended off, sent out to the near side. Toros control. Uhala back up in the neutral zone along the near side as couldn't handle that one. Mallards take over in their own zone as this one's cleared down the ice behind the net of Mazenko. Mazenko out of the net will feed it far side. Dakota Bailey. The couple hacks at this one out to the far side. Ganez gets a stick to it as this is sent deeper into the Toros defensive zone by the Mallards. Mallards still battling along the far side boards. Toros get to it. Toros out of their own zone as Mahler will send this one up into the rafters for a stoppage of play, and whistle comes with 14:09 to go in the third period. Draw out to Mazenko's right side. It's going to be the Owens in on that draw. Have to do it again. Mueller in on the draw for the Mallards, but he's going to be tossed, so it's going to be McDonald. Toros defensive zone draw. One fed up the near side boards by James. Out to neutral. Funk picks it up. Funk far side to Sabulis. Mallards got a good poke at that one as the Toros will retreat back in their own zone to get this one. Funk across the blue line will feed near side to Owens. Owens, the pass across the ice to Sabulis. Sabulis, far side corner, will wrap around the Mallards net. James finds it. James will fire one into the chest of Spaniel. As we get a whistle. As the net did come off, so Toros will have an offensive zone draw with 13:42 to go in the third period. Shots on net in favor of the Toros, 35-25. It'll be Newman in on the draw for the Toros. Couple of good opportunities for this line. Ramirez, Newman, and Nichols line here tonight. They'll tie up off the draw. Puck's eventually freed up, controlled by the Toros. Ramirez tries a one-timer. That one caught up through traffic, sent down to the near side. James will throw one in. So this is batted to the far side boards and eventually out to neutral. Mallards send it the other way down the ice as races on for the loose puck. It's Clark getting to it for the Toros. Clark will skate it back up out of the zone into neutral. Clark will try to feed it down the boards. Mallards are there for it at the blue line, so the Mallards will control. This one's skated up by Denoyer. Denoyer will give to Thompson near side. Denoyer loses his handle. Gibbs is there for it. Gibbs out of the near side corner, trying to work it down the boards. Eventually, though, it rings to the far side as O'Flynn tried to keep that in the offensive zone. Toros were there for it. Newman finds it and clears it down the ice. Toros go for a change. Mallards will reset. Spaniel out of the net. Good pressure here by Nichols to get to it. Nichols will leave it for Spencer. Sent up top to Hagstrom. Hagstrom will fire one. That one wide of the net. Out to the far side corner. It's small. Chase after this as we get a whistle. With 12:35 to go. So the Mallards will go to the penalty box. It's O'Flynn. So the Toros once again on the First Western Bank and Trust power play. So far tonight, 2 for 5 on the extra man advantage. 2 of those goals coming in that first period on the power play. Draw will be out to Spaniels. Right side, Uhala in on the draw for the Toros. As the Mallards win the defensive zone draw, get a quick clear. 12:27 to go in regulation. Toros out of their own zone near side. It's sent across the ice by O'Hannison. Uhala skates into the offensive zone. Uhala will fire one in on net. Rebound out in front of the net. Spencer's there for it. Spencer delays as he'll give it off to O'Hannison. O'Hannison to Uhala. Uhala leaves it for O'Hannison. O'Hannison skates into the near side corner. Throws it back up top to the blue line to Uhala. Uhala finds Mahler. Mahler from the blue line will give to O'Hannison. O'Hannison will bring it back around the net. Bouncing puck there in front of the Mallards net. Finds its way to the far side boards off a weird carom from the near side board. Spencer will throw back up top to Mahler, near side to Uhala. Uhala goes to Mahler, eventually to O'Hannison. Back up top to Mahler, near side now is Uhala. Uhala through some traffic will backhand this one behind the Mallards net as it's thrown back around to O'Hannison. This one's thrown towards the direction of the net, cut up as traffic was standing in front of the net on the try by Spencer. Net will guess they're going to say that was a cover, so nonetheless a whistle with 11:23 to go. The draw will come out to Spaniel's right side. 48 seconds to go here on the power play for the Toros. Dakota Bailey in on the draw for the Mallards. It's small in there for the Toros. Tie up off the draw here. Puck still being battled for. Freeze up is controlled by the Mallards. Eli Bailey skating this one up. Across the blue line he goes into the offensive zone. He'll skate around Mazenko's net. Puck sent down to the near side boards. Both teams battling up along the boards for this one. Small and Fleming and on the battle for this one as it's freed up, controlled by Small. 20 seconds remain on the power play. James near side will lose his handle as the Mallards got a good poke in there to break that one up, so the Toros will retreat back in their own zone to bring this one up. Near side, it's James. James into the offensive zone will find Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes looking for Funk. Funk with a second chance try there. Just going wide, so we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Toros in the offensive zone. Marvin Cordes fires one into the chest of Spaniel for a whistle. Nice job there by Funk to stay with the play, to get a good opportunity at that one. So the Toros with an offensive zone draw, 10:29 to go here in the period. Since those first two goals on the power play for the Toros, the Mallards have killed subsequent 4. As this one's sent down the ice for an icing. As always, icings are brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center. Get to the McDonald's Toros trivia. The correct answer, 11 goals scored in the most in a Toro game. 60% of fans did have the correct answer. The winner tonight is Sherry Britt. 11 goals have happened twice in Toros history, both against St. Cloud. The last time it happened was back in 2020. As we'll get a stoppage of play here, a high sticking call on the Toros. That will draw a penalty. It's Ramirez going to the box. So the Mallards will go on the power play for the second time tonight. It comes with 10:15 to go in the period. Also should be noted, we did hit the over on shots on goal for the Toros, up to 39, so we're over on shots on net, over on defenseman goals. Fighting Majors is the last one. That one's set at 1.5. Still some work to do on that. Mallards in the offensive zone will work it around the net of Mazenko out to the far side. Thompson finds it. Thompson will send it behind the net. It's Dakota Bailey turning free with this one as Stefan fires one off the blocker of Mazenko. Bouncing puck in front of the net. Cleared down. Thompson, though, gets it as the Mallards keep this one in the offensive zone. Far side it's set. Stefan back up top to the blue line to Thompson. Thompson will fire one that's cut up through traffic. Couple of hacks in front of the net. Toros take exceptional. As Hayes was hacking at that one, Mazenko covers. As we'll get a stoppage here with 1:22 to go on the Papa John's PK for the Toros. Another look at this one. Good opportunity as that rebound bounced high up off the blocker of Mazenko in front of the Toro net. Toros, though, cleared out of the crease, so Mallards win the offensive zone draw. Dakota Bailey fires one in on net, rebound right back to him. Toros are there for it, though. This one's cleared out to neutral. Mallards will have to peel back and retrieve this one out of their own zone as Thompson skates it in behind Spaniel. Thompson to the far side will enter the neutral zone. Thompson runs into a good stick here by Hagstrom. Mallards, though, gather it as this is thrown in on net. Bouncing puck once again in front of the Toro net, sent down to the near side. Mallards working along the boards as Stefan finds it. Stefan goes to Dakota Bailey in the corner. Bailey skating with this one up back up top to the blue line to Thompson. One-timer here, sent on net. Save made. Thompson gets the rebound as he'll skate in his feed it back around the net to Dakota Bailey, back down to Thompson, and eventually back up top to Dakota Bailey. Near side, it's Thompson. Thompson up top is he'll find a man, and that one just kept into the offensive zone by Thompson is sent towards the net. Mazenko dives for it. Mazenko loses his stick. Toros, though, get a clear. Very timely clear there as Mazenko did not have his stick. As this one's whistled dead with 5 seconds to go on the Toros penalty kill. Trout will come back out to Spaniel's left side. 8:19 to go here in the third period of play. No goals so far in the third. Toros, though, maintaining a 4-goal advantage. Small will be in on the draw for the Toros. As Toros control the offensive zone draw, still working shorthanded. James will fire one. Ganez gets in the way of that one. Mallards turn it back up. Ice Toros back to full strength. 5-on-5 hockey. Pyle picks it up along the far side. Will fire one just wide as hit the back of the net just on the other side. So his ankle will cover and hold with 8:02 to play. Draw out to Mazenko's right side. Small will be out there in on the draw for the Toros. Mueller for the Mallards. Mallards control off the draw. Mueller will skate in, will fire one, goes wide of the net. Small drops his stick. Buck will ring around to the far side as get a call here for high sticking. So the Mallards will go to the box. Toros back on the First Western Bacon Trust power play. High sticking call on Trey Ganez will send the Toros to their 7th power play opportunity of the game. Another look at the call. Quick update on the other scores around the Central. Bruins still up 4-0 on North Iowa. the Aberdeen-St. Cloud game has tightened up. Aberdeen holding on to a 1-goal advantage at the second intermission. They lead 3-2 at home. Toros win an offensive zone draw. Mahler will have it at the blue line. He'll give to Uhala near side. Back up top to Mahler. Mahler goes boot to blade as he'll give back to Uhala. Uhala from the near sideboards will feed Batten. Batten will send it back up top to Uhala. Bouncing puck, though, squirts free into the neutral zone. Toros will have to reset, and that power play call right now has 3:30 remaining, so perhaps a little extra on that call. Just confirm it with the box score. So they got it logged as a 2 minutes, so we'll play on. Mahler in the defensive zone will skate up ice. He'll give to Ohannesson near side. Ohannesson will enter the offensive zone. Puck will get thrown off the near side boards, back out to neutral as the Toros will reset out of their own zone. Spencer will give to Mahler. Mahler along the far side looking for a man. Takeaway by Bailey. Bailey will skate in and throw one into the chest of Mazenko, covered and held for a whistle. 6:46 to go here in regulation. Draw out to Mazenko's right side. Small in on the draw is near side. It's won by the Mallards. Mallards will retreat in their own zone. 2:45 to go on the power play. Gibbs will give near side to James. James will look across the ice. Bailey was there for that one as he clears it back down the other way. Toros out of their own zone. This is rung around the Toro net far side, picked up by Dakota Bailey. Toros, though, get a poke at it and turn it back up ice. James will dump one in from the neutral zone. Buck will ring to the far side. Small was there for it. Funk, though, gathers the free puck. Funk skates down to the near side boards. He'll throw it to the corner. Marvin Cordes picks it up. He'll give to James at the blue line. Down the ice is it's sent to Gibbs. Small from the far side boards will give to Marvin Cordes. Puck's thrown just wide of the net, out to the far side corner. Small hits the ice as his freed puck is corralled by the Mallards. Toros, though, quickly swarm after it as Funk frees this one up. Funk skating in as we get a whistle as the Mallards touch up. So the Toros have some extra time on the power play in a 5-on-3 here. It's Kaldenbach going to the box for the Mallards. So the Toros now with 16 seconds on a 5-on-3. 1:44 on the 5-on-3 and then 16 on the 5-on-4. Draw out to Spaniel's right side. 5:36 to go in regulation. Toros win the offensive zone draw. Mahler will find Ohannesson. Back to Mahler. Mahler near his side to Spencer. Spencer will give to Ohannesson. Ohannesson with a one-timer that's covered and held by Spaniel. Good opportunity there for the Toros. As the draw will come out to Spaniel's right side. Current grouping out there for the Toros is Ohannesson, Spencer, Batten, Uhala, and then Mahler. Mahler, the lone defenseman, does have a goal tonight. Draw out to the right side of Spaniel, cleaned up by Spencer. Spencer will skate down to the near side. He'll send it back up top to the blue line to Mahler. Mahler will feed Uhala as they trade places. Back down to the near side as it finds Mahler up top to Ohannesson, far side. Uhala gathers one off a rebound against the boards as it's worked back up top to Ohannesson. Mahler will have it center ice. He'll give to Uhala near side to Ohannesson. Ohannesson to Spencer. Spencer at the goal line will Shoot down to the near side is a try here in close quarters by Batten off the pad of Spaniel out to the near side. As we'll get a stoppage of play here as the net comes off. As 54 seconds remain on the 5-on-3 for the Toros. As Uhala will be in on the draw for the Toros. It's Hayes out there for Minnesota. Uhala toss from the draw, so Batten will take his place. Batten wins the draw. Hannison will give to Mahler. Mahler back up top to O'Hannison. Smaller will give to Uhala. Uhala skates up towards the blue line. He'll leave for O'Hannison. O'Hannison feeds Uhala. Uhala back to O'Hannison. O'Hannison will fire one. That one off the stick of Davidson, up and out of play for a whistle. Shots on net in favor of the Toros, 40-32. Mallards have outshot the Toros in the third period, 14-8. So the draw will come right back out to the same spot. Small will be in on the draw for the Toros. Small out there with Funk, Marvin, Cordes, Gibbs, and James. Tie up off the draw puck. Finally freed up and controlled by the Toros. Gibbs will send it down the blue line to James. Back up top to Gibbs. Gibbs will find Small on the far side. Small will feed it to Gibbs. Gibbs will fire one. That one batted up into the air, into the netting for another whistle. 22 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Then about 17 seconds we'll play 5-on-4. Draw this time will be out to Spaniel's right side. Eli Bailey will be in on the draw for the Mallards. They switch personnel. Uhala wins the draw for the Toros. Spencer will give up top to the blue line to Mahler. Mahler to O'Hannison. Back down to Mahler. Mahler will skate in. He'll leave for O'Hannison. One-timer here by Uhala. Puck still free. This initially looked like it was saved, but Toros cleaned it up. Mahler far side to O'Hannison. O'Hannison cross-eyes past Uhala. One-timer here by Mahler into the chest of Spaniel. Save made with 1 second to go on the 5-on-3. .53 to go in the third period. As this draw is tussled for, eventually picked up by the Mallards and skated out to neutral. To 5-on-4 we go. Mallards in the offensive zone off the far side. Glass, this will ring around to the near side as Funk finds it. Funk up ice, he'll leave for Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes threads the pass to Small across the blue line. Small will dump this one in. We're back to even strength, 5-on-5 hockey. 3:27 to go in regulation, far side corner. It's worked up the board. Small trying to get a handle at this one. It's freed up and controlled by Koenig. Koenig sends it back out to neutral as Delpool picks it up. Delpool into the offensive zone. Cross-size pass to the near side to Stefan. Delayed penalty coming as the Toros touch up. As it's going to be Dane Ramirez going to the box. So the Toros will go back on the Papa John's penalty kill. Let's get another look at the call here. So the Toros have a defensive zone draw out to Mazenko's right side. It's Won by the Mallards near side. Dakota Bailey will feed it up to Stefan. Stefan will give to Thompson. Thompson will fire with that one. Batted wide of the net, out to the far side corner. Toros get a stick to it as this one's cleared down the ice. Spencer hustling hard after this one. Thompson will beat him to it. Thompson in the near side corner, deep in the Mallard zone, will set up shop. 1:30 to go on the Toros PK. Near side, it's fed from Thompson to Hayes. Hayes couldn't get a handle on that. Toros corral and clear it back down the other way. So the Mallards will find it behind the net of Spaniel. It's Mueller skating this one into the neutral zone. Mueller gains the line. He'll stop along the half boards, feed it back up top. That pass goes wide of Thompson, so puck will find its way into the neutral zone. Mallards will have to reset. Thompson back into the offensive zone. He'll feed Hayes. Hayes skating along the near side. Gibbs pressure him wide of the net. Toros battle for this one at the blue line as Batten wins that one and dumps it down the ice. Under 2 minutes to play here in regulation. 40 seconds to go on the extra man advantage for the Mallards. Stefan back up ice across the blue line. As that one gets hacked at along the near side boards. Toros once again find it as that's thrown off the near side glass for a clear. Toros will get some fresh legs on the ice. 20 seconds remain on the PK. Ganez across as he'll leave it for Pyle. Pyle in the near side corner. He'll feed it back up the near side to Denoyer. Denoyer will skate this one in, looking for Pyle. Pyle forced to take this one behind the net of Mazanko. Far side is Ganez. Ganez will feed it to O'Flynn. O'Flynn's shot thrown wide of the net as the Toros come full strength. A minute to play here as the Toros work it free back into the Mallards territory. Far side pass for Ganez goes wide. Toros get to it as they'll dump this one back down the other way. Far side corner, it's O'Flynn. O'Flynn finding Denoyer, center ice. Denoyer carrying this one through, but thrown up and out of play for a whistle. 40 seconds to play. As this draw will come back out to neutral. Far side, neutral zone draw controlled by the Mallards. Toros quickly take it away. Gibbs in the defensive zone will work it up the boards to Nichols. Nichols feeds it far side. Toros will chase after one into the offensive zone as the Mallards pick it up behind their own net. Far side. Let's work back up to neutral as the Mallards hit the deck. This puck eventually is controlled by Davidson. Davidson will give it up the blue line to Gabari. Back to Davidson. Davidson runs out of room. He's forced to go around. Final 5 seconds of play as Gabari hits the ice. Puck battled for along the far side. Horn sounds. Toros win. A 5-1 victory on the road for the Toros. No scoring in the third period, but the Toros do enough as they pick up their 18th on the year. The winning streak extended at 2-5. So the Toros are back in position for another weekend sweep. As for the Mallards, they'll fall to 8-17-2 on the year. Toros stay undefeated against Minnesota. 5-0 so far this year, with a combined 28 goals scored. Mazanko does pick up the win, but we'll send it out to one more quick break, and when we come back, we'll recap all the action here inside the Forest Lake Sports Center after these short messages.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
And welcome back inside the Forest Lake Sports Center. Toros get the win 5-1 over the Mallards. Good for the Toros' fifth win in a row. We'll recap the scoring. It all started in the first period. Toros get on the board early as they jump out to the lead. Courtesy of an Adam Mallard goal, his 9th of the year. The assist on that one coming from Jacko Hannison. As the Toros find one just under 3.5 into the first period. Toros add another just about 2 minutes later. It's Jacko Hannison, his 8th marker on the year, as he tied the Toros' all-time scoring leader at 42 goals. Toros then just about 2 minutes later find another. Murray Marvin Cordes, his 2nd on the year. Feed coming from Hubert Clark as he tapped that one home to give the Toros a 3-0 lead. Before the end of the period, though, the Toros add another. It was a record-breaking goal for Jacko Hannison as he became the Toros' all-time scoring leader with 43 goals on his 2nd of the game. Toros' 4th, as they carried a 4-0 lead into the first intermission. Second period action, Mallards got one back. It was Dakota Bailey on his 5th of the year. Eli Bailey on the assist as the lead was cut back down to 3 as the Toros led 4-1 halfway through that second period. Toros got one back, though. Billy Batten, his 12th on the year, was the final Toro goal, making it 5-1 in the second period. That lead would hold up as the Toros get the Friday night win on the road. Will Mazenko picks up the victory. He saves 31 of 32. Toros go 2 for 9 on the power play and successfully kill off all 3 Mallard opportunities. Toros also outshoot the Mallards 43-32. So with that, Toros notch their 18th win on the year. Toros in position for the series sweep tomorrow night. Puck drop tomorrow night, 7:30 here in Forest Lake. So half hour later than tonight. Make note of that. Tune in early as always for the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. But we'll get to our McDonald's Tours Trivia once again, and over-unders winners of McDonald's Tours Trivia. Once again, the winner on that is Sherry Britt. Correct answer, 11 goals for the Toros record in a single game. 60% of fans did get that correct. So shout out to Toro fans for knowing their stuff. The Four Bears Sportsbook over-unders. The winner on that is Dan Koopman. the over on 0.5 for defenseman goals, the over on 35.5 shots, and the under for 1.5 fighting majors. So that'll do it here tonight for us. Once again, puck drop tomorrow night, 7:30 here on the Minotauro Network. But until then, for Edward Neiman, our producer, Kobe brought Grace Sandy down there also on the ice, taking photos for socials. We'll say so long until tomorrow.